What is going on, everyone? My name is Northy, and today I'm not wearing a hat. It's Northy No Hat Day. Don't ask me why. I'm planning to get a haircut soon, and it's looking kind of flat. Oh. Got a bit of headphone hair going here, that's for sure. Oh my god. We're going to ignore that promptly and go straight into the round 18 review. This week, areas that were good and areas that were bad. I think one area was actually really good, just not good enough to reward us with something. And then the other side just, oh my god, it was horribly wrong from Friday night. That's how bad it was. As soon as it hit Friday, game already done. I was done. I'm going to start with that one. We're going to start here. I want to go through it quickly because it annoys me how this week turned out. So, 3 different people here that did me wrong. Well, I did wrong on one of them, 2 of them did me wrong, and one of them wasn't even his fault. You know what, I'm not gonna pass blame around, but first off, the one that I definitely got wrong, keeping Hayden Young in. He was a late out. I actually took him out of my top 18, forgot that I chucked him into my silver Star Powers team, and so I paid the punishment for that one. And you see me here with a 0-point performance. Great, so that in itself, bang, already ruined for the week. From the minute Thursday hit, this game mode was ruined. Then we're gonna go to the other one. Essendon in the 81-point smashing, they got destroyed. Zach Merritt only got 80 points. Because remember, when I pick a player, they always perform poorly. So you can see here, Rory Laird took away 131 points in a loss to GWS. And also will mention, Josh Kelly got himself 108 points. Beautiful. Great stuff. I am just the luckiest person alive. And then the third one, which was unlucky, Cam Zohar was kind of getting involved, but got himself injured later on, I think early third quarter, and finished with 50 points. So unfortunate for sure. Only one that I could have imagined myself picking outside of that was Charlie Curnow, maybe Mitch Lewis, and thank God I didn't. But fortunate with the Cam Zohar injury, and hopefully it is not a long-term one as a North fan. But we're going to check the other ones. Doherty didn't do terrible, although he wasn't near his season average. Only 88 from him. Liberatore definitely was the better pick. But Max Gawn, my god, what was this? Having the ruck duties all to himself, getting 29 disposals, 5 marks in there as well, kicked a goal, 162 points. Oh my god, just ridiculous performance from him. Picked up the best rank for the round, which has been a while since we've seen that from Maxi, but good on him. And then Nick Dacos was probably our best and only good pick for the week, really, with 132. And even then, LDU, who I picked very recently, who dropped me 62 points when I did, gets even better, 138 points. Good on you, Luke. Really appreciate that in North's horrible performance to Hawthorn. I'm sorry, I'm not uploading a vlog for that video because I could not be bothered, and neither could North show up. It was just tough to watch. So unfortunately, with all that, it only gives me 350 points for the week. Very bad week. Very bad week, you can see for sure. Gonna just ignore that quickly and move on to Ultra. You can see here, this was ruined as soon as the late out, Tom Green, after the deadline hit for Thursday and for the round, Tom Green was announced as a late out with a hamstring injury. So there goes my double points, and there goes Ultra Star Powers for the week. So I don't know what to do, man. I'm just that unlucky. I am that unlucky. Jack Steele had himself a good game, was the best pick out of all of these ones. Not mad at that one. Go over to Noah Anderson. Again, I mentioned Luke. Every time I don't pick them, they end up having a great game. And I'm almost certain I'm going to pick Luke for next week, and he's going to play horrible. That's if I pick him. I'm not getting sucked into that again. But Cam Zohar as well. We've talked about these two. Not great picks there. Which gives us a rank of 333. Someone nearly got 1,000 to give you an idea as to how good this week was for some people. But I only got 520 points. Just barely averaging 100 points per player. Yuck for sure. Very tough week. And we are going to promptly move away from Star Powers. Let's go over to the better one though. This is top team. Our top 4, not bad at all. We smashed the ruck pick. And we definitely are going to be targeting Sydney's ruckman. They didn't even have Tom Hickey. You can see he didn't even play. So the fact that Tom Hickey didn't play just meant that Tim English was able to eat even more. English is really good. 140 points over his average of 126. That's why he has been the best so far this season. 60 hitouts. What a legend. 60 hitouts. Even better than Sean Darcy's 58 last week. Second was Jared Witt with 39. So, if you wanted a prize card this week, you had to have Tim English, it feels like. But thank God we did. Set us up well. We go over to forwards. We didn't have the best one, as Maxi Gawn absolutely smashed it into those who saw that coming. Good on you. good on you. That Brody Grundy out meant Max Gawn destroyed it. But thankfully, we did have the second best. So even with Maxi Gawn being that good, we may get away with it with Errol Goulden. With Errol Goulden, we may get away with it, especially because a lot of other people may have picked other names here. Errol Goulden probably would have been the most popular anyways. Maybe some with Shea, maybe some with Jordan De Goey, Charlie Curnow, you know the drill. But Errol Goulden, very clearly the best forward this week outside of Maxi Gawn, so not a bad pick. Defenders looked alright to start. Jordan Dawson with 123, basically bang average for his season, which isn't terrible. But like Nick Dacos, who a lot of people would have had in their lineups, got 9 points more. And Houston with 41 disposals, man. That's a game and a half, man. That's huge. And Bailey Scott as well. Very surprised to see him finding a form late in the season. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but it really didn't translate into anything good for North Melbourne. They just looked rough. And so some big scores from Luke and some big scores from Bailey, but not impressed in their performance at all. And then we go to our midfield, which is probably what let us down for the week. Roy Laird we could have picked up against GWS. I wasn't too confident picking him though. Haven't been really all season. But he upped his tackle count, which you'll do every now and then. You get 11 tackles, very helpful. LDU with a damn near triple-double. 26 disposals, 10 marks, 9 tackles, 1 off that. But he was the second best. I don't imagine many picked him, but had himself a good game. And the Bont, who I'd imagine a fair few had as a pretty normal pick. He's one that I see a lot of people getting. Was thinking maybe Connor Rosie, but it didn't really matter in the end, as Taranto had the exact same. Petraka started off really good, but ended up dropping off before he could really explode, and Maxi Gawn ended up having that type of game. The only ones that are probably surprising are Taylor Adams and Josh Dacos. These two smashed it, 125 and 120 respectively. Very, very good from those fellas there. I'm not terribly mad with this week whatsoever, and you'll see that with our ranking. Rank 38, 500 points. 500 is very, very good, and you'll see we were 9 off a prize card. That hurts. That really, really hurts. Our chances at a prize card were off by 9 points. But realistically, if we chose Rory Laird, bang, winners. If we had chose Nick Dacos, bang, winners. That is how close we were. How close. It's just one small change here. We did so well this week, realistically. Picked the best player for one of them, second best for another, and then the other two were also quite far up there. No, unfortunately, we couldn't manage to take away the chockies. Really tough for sure. And then we go to top 18, which is just as tough. Like I mentioned, we switched out Hayden Young last second. I remembered for top 18, forgot for Silver Star Powers. And yeah, helped us out a fair bit for sure. Tom Stewart was a change, and he ended up getting 79 points. Not his best performance, but better than having someone who really wasn't up to scratch. Was thinking Lachie Whitfield instead of Tom Stewart the time that I saw the news that Hayden Young wasn't playing, but decided Tom Stewart. Was hoping that Essendon would put up more than the fight that they had, but man, it was just tough to watch. It was tough to watch if you were looking for an Essendon win, and yeah, it wasn't very competitive from start to finish. Lachie Whitfield, though, would have definitely been the better choice. I'm not sure whether it would have gotten us across the line, but you can see players like Nick Dacos, Jordan Dawson. I do pick Will Day every now and then, and I'm a bit disappointed I didn't. Chance was there. Doherty, who's been doing all right this season, had a bit of a meh game. Same with Sinclair, bit of a meh game. Stewart, he wasn't our worst. Taylor Daniel was, which was very surprising to see, considering how impactful he's been over the last few weeks. To see him only get 67 was very disappointing. And Sicily, I think a lot of people may have thought Sicily would be really good again, would come back and smash it. I honestly just wasn't sure whether he was back. So there's a good chance if he was, I would have been like, yeah, let's pick him. Thank God we didn't, but there's a chance we pick him up later on. So we go over to the midfield next. We're going to look at the top rank, Bontempelli. Good to have him in there. We have ourselves Rosie and Taranto, both with 111. So 3 good picks, and then our next 2. Neil and Merritt, man. What is this? This is below average and a half. This was really tough to look at. Some names that we probably would have picked up instead. Josh Kelly, who we had very recently, only got 30. He ended up smashing it out. Jack Steele has done well. I've picked Brayshaw at times. Laird, as I mentioned, in top 4. Just like small things that make my weeks so unlucky, man. So unlucky. I just can't stand it sometimes. And unfortunately, after all the good games that Merritt has had, when I go and properly chuck him in, gives me 70. That's my luck. That is my luck. We go to the forwards though, and it was okay. Errol Goulden, like I mentioned, Shea Bolton, De Goey, we had those guys in. some really good picks. Nick Martin, who's been better this season, better than what we're seeing here. Yeah, it was just an all-around bad game for Essendon players. And then we have Dylan Moore, who wasn't as involved as I thought. You can see a lot of disposals, but hardly any marks and didn't kick a goal. Disappointing for sure. And then Jade Gresham, who I thought maybe we could pick out at the right time. Unfortunately not. Definitely a good idea taking out Jack Zabel at the moment, as he is now getting regular sub time, which I think is good as a North fan. I'd like to see him coming off the bench, potentially providing a leadership spark rather than whatever he brings to the game. But man, it is tough to watch this guy play. So tough. And I want to say, because I feel like I rag on him a lot, I'm sure Zabel is a great person in real life. I'm sure he's an amazing man, but oh my god, I cannot stand him on the football field at the moment. Very, very frustrating. Honestly, we missed out a lot on the fact that Maxi Gawn was by himself this round. Same how we did with Luke Jackson when he was the only ruckman for Freo. Max Gawn, the only ruckman for Melbourne, much more effective. So I think a lot more people will start seeing him in their top 18s if Grundy isn't back. And this lineup gave us a total score of 1,799. Someone broke 2,000. That's crazy. Keelan, who I know, he managed to break the top 20. Good for him. There's a few names that look familiar. Like, I think I've seen Hales a few times around. I don't think he's on the channel, but I know I see him. You can see here, he is number 1 there for the fantasy points ranking for the season. I'm not too sure. Brad Pitt, I've seen a few times. I think he's just a regular. Nothing too much to say other than an almost type of week for top team. But we are going to have a look, hopefully, at our tips, if they're here. I'd really like them to be. Yeah, look at this week for tips. 3 out of 9. Yuck. And I'm really annoyed that one of the correct tips was Hawthorn. Really annoyed about that. But some pretty obvious ones that ended up going our way. We went Collingwood over Freo, Richmond over West Coast. Hawthorn over North probably wasn't as, expected, but still... yuck. Then the rest of the week, we had the Adelaide game at Adelaide that didn't go the way everyone probably thought it did. I went Essendon thinking they'd upset Geelong, but they are just so strong at GMHBA and they are on their way back from their start of the season kind of wobbles, I guess, is the best way to describe it. That was another bad pick. Saints getting beat by Gold Coast at Heritage Bank. That was another very interesting one to see Gold Coast all of a sudden pick up some form. And then Brisbane's absolute choke against Melbourne. That was a really tough watch. I watched that one live. A great game. So thrilling. But my God, did Brisbane hand that game to Melbourne. And then the Dogs losing to the Swans. That is brutal for their finals hopes. Yeah, that was a game they probably should have picked up. And considering it was just a kick difference, yeah, not a great finish for Dogs fans. But that is it for round 18. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys got some prize cards. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your name as well. I may shout you out in future videos. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Everything is very much appreciated. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.